Developers around the globe are already hard at work building games for nothing.
Wherever shall we begin?
After everything that's been happening with the Xbox lately, I just don't know how I feel about Xbox anymore. One thing is clear though, and that is that Xbox is very clearly itself losing this generation so far. It's way behind Sony and Nintendo, not to mention where PC's at. And I must point out, I love my Xbox. I use it as my main gaming platform. I love the features of it. I love Game Pass and Quick Resume and the way it handles cloud saves, that I can move to my wife's Xbox and just load up and it'll synchronize the saves and I can play there. Things like that. I think it's great. I know that the Xbox is clearly lacking exclusives as well. It just doesn't have, we know this, it doesn't have the kind of games that PlayStation has and that the Switch has. When you look at things like what Naughty Dog bring to the table with Uncharted and The Last of Us, and what Nintendo has with the Mario games, the Zelda games, and just tons of others. And, you know, Microsoft has had a few swings and misses and it's just not quite there yet. We all know that, but now that's become the least of the problems, it seems, because Microsoft is in this whole new era now that we're living through of Game Pass, where they've also gone and they bought Bethesda for $7.5 billion, and they went and bought Activision also for like $70 billion or so, and that's a crap load of money to go and invest into the Xbox business as a whole for Microsoft. And now they're obviously starting to tighten up and say that, hey, we want that money back. So they go this week and they announce that they're closing 4 studios just out of the blue. There's already been layoffs as a after effect of these acquisitions, but now they've gone and closed Arcane Austin, and they've gone and closed Tango Gameworks, who made Redfall and Hi-Fi Rush respectively. And it's just something that's not, it just doesn't feel right, because there's this imbalance. Here's Redfall, a game that failed miserably at launch. You can almost look at it and say, okay, it makes sense. They took a swing, it failed really hard, and they've unfortunately paid for it. But here you've got Tango, who have an insanely talented bunch of people. They made, not only Hi-Fi Rush that won awards and a BAFTA and all these things, and it was, by Microsoft's own words, have said that it was successful in every metric, and they get closed as well, and it just makes you question what Microsoft is doing as a whole completely. What can we even believe anymore? This is them not just shocking people with more closures. We've seen that there's been terrible layoffs this year in the gaming industry, but I mean, this goes back directly on promises and things that they've said over the last year, which is just really, it's just uncool, to put it lightly. The things this does to not only its customers, the Xbox customers and gamers who are wondering what to expect, it's not just what it does to them, but also, more importantly, what it's going to do to the studios that are currently working there right now. With Hi-Fi Rush being such a success and being closed, how can other devs there feel safe? This is the first time I'm actually feeling like I'm really questioning Xbox to this degree. There's always a little bit of drama going on, and the sort of cheerleaders and fanboys from both sides will try and, generate outrage and try and dunk on each other. But, I'm never too worried, because, everything sort of carries on. This is the first time I sat down to just play a bit of Forza, and midway through my session, I actually found myself looking down at my controller and just thinking, well, what is going on with these guys? Like, it's the first time that the hardware distracted me from just the game I was playing, that I actually had to sit and think about it and think, what is going on? What does this mean? Who's this hurting? It's weird. I admit that it's a strange thought to have, but it's one that I had. It puts so much uncertainty in. Like I said, Hellblade 2 is coming. There's been a lot of chatter about how there's been almost no marketing for it, and it's like 2 weeks off. The marketing looks like it is starting to kick off now, but still, what is this? What's the deal? How can Ninja Theory feel safe if Hi-Fi Rush just had its studio closed? How the heck can they feel safe when they've got a game coming out? And we know this game is quite a big deal for Xbox, but we also know this isn't like a major blockbuster type game. This isn't an Uncharted or a Zelda. This is still kind of a little, sits in a little strange corner. So I don't know what that means for them. And there's also rumors going around that Microsoft's even thinking about putting this on the PlayStation 5 as well, because as we know, they've moved some other games over to PlayStation and Switch recently. But this, I mean, why, they've made this game that looks unbelievable. I mean, the graphics are looking like nothing we've almost seen before. And this is the one thing that's going to sit and say, hey, we've got something that looks this good, and this is only possible and playable on an Xbox. And now they're talking about putting that on a competitor's platform, probably after they've even had more time to optimize it, like we've seen before. So it's probably even going to be better when it launches there. So I mean, they're really, you got to wonder what are they thinking? Like, they're crunching the numbers here, and they're still seeing that, thinking of putting it on maybe at all. And on top of that, they want to put Game Pass prices up. What is that going to do? I mean, this is things where people think, well, that's why I'm subscribed to Game Pass, because you guys have been promising all these amazing day one games and everything. They bought Activision and Blizzard King, and they thought, everyone thought, well, this is amazing. I'm going to be getting Call of Duty day one and all that, but things just aren't picking up. Game Pass is stagnating. The sales or the subscriptions aren't climbing like they wanted. And on top of that, now they're going to look to potentially put Game Pass prices up. Maybe to make up for that shortfall, because it isn't climbing as much as they'd want. As just a customer, never mind a gamer, as a customer even, you're wondering what on earth is happening. We're investing into these platforms, we're putting our money into them, and we're hearing these promises, and then get so flimsy, you just don't know what's what anymore, right? So, I mean, they've come out now and they've said that they closed those other studios because they're also prioritizing, they're having to look at their capacity, and they want to prioritize IP, meaning, their big seller franchises that they've got. But then they also come out today apparently and say that they need, they in a sort of internal town hall, they need more smaller games that are going to bring them accolades and, prestige, things like that. And I mean, people are laughing because it's like a joke, because he's literally describing Hi-Fi Rush. He's describing a game that was kind of small. It wasn't a big risk, and it was, and it won awards, and it won, things like that, and it got goodwill for them. So what the hell are they doing? Some people want to blame Phil Spencer as the head of Xbox. Some people want to blame the higher ups above that, the head of Microsoft, the other leadership, and so on. All I know is that I just don't know how to feel about Xbox anymore. My faith has truly been shaken. This is the first time that I've thought, wow, I don't know if I feel safe investing money into this platform going forward, especially because we're building up these digital libraries that are now sitting on these platforms, and I don't, now you start to worry. Now you think, well, I've had Xbox as my main platform this generation. Am I going to regret it when things go downhill and all my games are stuck digitally on a platform that I'm not going to use anymore? So in that case, even selfishly, I'm rooting for them. And we also know the competition is good. So I want to see Xbox come out on top, but I don't know what the heck they're going to have to do to try and get on top of things right now, because at the moment, things are just looking so flimsy, and it looks like they don't know what they're talking about. Yeah, let me know. If you've got any thoughts on this, put it in the comments, please. Let me know how you feel, and let's have a bit of a chat about that. But either way, thanks for watching. I appreciate you watching and listening. If you liked the video or found it entertaining, please hit the like button to let me know, and subscribe if you want to check out more. And on that note, we hit 1,000 subscribers today, and it's a great little step in the right direction for us. So we're very, very proud, and thank you very much. We really appreciate your support. See you soon.
This is where the fun begins.
Good day, sir.